audit what is influencing you so you can control what's influencing you. Control the things you think about. Our minds are pliable and we get influenced by our environment. That's what happens. Music, words that you read, movies, books, social media, the news, the people you're around, family, friends, people that you work with. You're getting influenced. That's what's happening. Think about how you feel when you hear some aggressive music. Think about what that does to your mindset. You hear aggressive music and you start feeling a little bit amped up. Or you hear some sappy music or some party type music. It impacts you. It influences the way you're thinking. Movies can change your mood, right? I mean, everyone's felt that. You watch some movie, it's a happy movie, it's a sad movie, it's an action movie. It influences the way you're thinking. Your friends, you got friends that like to party, right? They like to go out, they like to drink and go out to the clubs. You're around those people, all of a sudden you start feeling that little urge. And you got other friends that are disciplined. They are gonna go to the gym early in the morning. They make you wanna work out. So these are examples that we might not be thinking about them, but if you think about them, you know they're obvious. And this is happening all day long. This is happening all day long. Our minds are morphing from minute to minute if we let them. If you are not paying attention, if you are on cruise control, then your mind is not under your own control. We can't be in cruise control. You can't let your mind be in cruise control. You have to be cognizant of what you're thinking. You have to be cognizant, you have to be aware of how you are being influenced. Because in this day and age, right now, if you aren't careful, you can slide down the path of least resistance, the path to weakness, the path to fragility, and the path to a lack of control as to what is happening in our lives, in your life. Life will happen to you instead of life happening for you. Do not allow that. Just do not allow that. You have to take control. You got to do something to get control of your brain, of your mind. You got to check yourself. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you set an alarm every 45 minutes so you can audit your thoughts, so you can audit what is influencing you, so you can control what's influencing you. Control the things you think about. You can actually control how you feel. You can control what you think, and you can definitely control what you do. Do not be a slave to influence. You gotta be the master of your mind. You gotta control your mind. You gotta exercise mind control. That means you gotta pay attention and be aware all day. That's what you gotta do. So go execute. You are the general that is in charge of your life, in charge of the war of your life. Some people talk about being the CEO of your life. I'm telling you, you are the general of your life because it's a war. It's a war going on. The battle that's going on in your life to be stronger and smarter and faster and better. So that means as the general, you're the one who decides what you do and how you're gonna do it. You come up with a strategy. It's on you. You create the tactics. You, as the general in charge, you make the plan and you give the orders to the troops. That's what you do. You direct them because you are the gen. But you gotta remember this. You are also the troops. You are also the troops. In your life, you have to both plan and you have to execute. The ideas that you come up with as the general in charge, you're also the troops that have to make those plans happen. Just like on the battlefield. Sure, the general comes up with a plan, but it's the soldiers that fight. For you as a person, you have to do both. We often forget that. We often forget that. We don't remember that we actually have to execute the plan. A lot of people forget that. So I have thing that I do that I find makes it easier to do this. If I separate those two elements in my head, right? I separate those two elements in my head. How do I do that? I write down things that need to happen. I write the orders to myself, task lists. That's the general in me. That's the general in me doing the writing. This is what we're gonna do. Here's the plan. Here's what we gotta make happen. And then the soldier receives the orders. The soldier sees them. The soldier reads them. And then the soldier executes. The soldier doesn't ask questions. The soldier doesn't complain. The soldier doesn't hesitate. The soldier executes. And you gotta get that soldier part of your brain working. That's what the soldier's supposed to do. Execute. So that's what you need to do. You need to separate and clearly understand those two parts of your brain, the general and the soldiers. And when the general and the soldiers both do what they're supposed to do, that's a united front. And that's an unstoppable force. That's discipline up and down the chain of command. And that is how wars are won. So be the general, be the soldiers, and go win the war. Of course, you don't feel like doing it. Of course you don't. It's hard. Whatever it is. Could be a workout, could be a run, could be starting on a project, could be doing the damn dishes. Whatever it is, you don't feel like doing it. And you rationalize and you justify and you make excuses like a high-priced defense attorney trying to win the case for weakness. That lawyer knows all the legal loopholes and definitely knows how to sway the jury. Definitely knows how to sway the jury. It's gonna leave you standing there like an idiot. So how do you compete with that? How do you compete with that? It's actually pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Don't play the game. Don't play the game. Don't argue, don't discuss, don't negotiate. You tell that snake of a lawyer that's in your head to shut up. Tell him you don't want to hear it. Tell him you don't need to hear it because you are not the guilty party. You are in the right. You are on the side of strength and stability, and you don't need approval from this lazy lawyer to go and do what you're supposed to do. So don't listen to that lazy lawyer in your head. Instead, just go get to work.